Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. We all want to learn things as quickly as possible, right?
Right.
But also, like, thoroughly.
Yeah.
But not so much that it's overwhelming.
Of course.
That's what we're doing here. Today, we are going to try to do just that with a really valuable topic. How to optimize your coaching, your consulting, your training, and your facilitation offers. So we are talking about how to make your offers in such a way that naturally draws in more clients and delivers the actual results they're looking for.
Yeah, for sure.
So to do this, we are going to take a look at a recent YouTube video by I Am Joseph.
Okay, cool.
Now, this isn't just some, theory or whatever.
Right.
Joseph's been in the entrepreneurial game since 2009. He's built multiple multi-million-dollar businesses in, IT, consulting, the online space.
Okay.
Our mission today is to pull out the absolute most actionable insights from this guy's experience.
Sounded good.
And we want to give you stuff that you can actually immediately apply to how you think about and structure your own service-based offers.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And Joseph doesn't, hold back on the potential here.
Right.
He talks about creating a lavish, steady, dependable income consistent with integrity and mutual benefit.
Wow. Very cool.
Yeah, it's like a win-win, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're kind of aiming for here.
Yeah, for sure.
For you to really, set the stage and show you the scale of the opportunity.
Yeah.
He goes through some market numbers.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So he points out, the global coaching industry, it hit around $4.5 billion in 2022.
Wow.
That was up 60%, a massive 60% from 2019.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Now, management consulting,
Okay.
over $374 billion annually.
Geez, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then the corporate training market is projected to reach around $391 billion by 2025.
Wow.
So we're not talking about some tiny niche markets, right?
Right. These represent huge potential.
Yeah, for sure.
And this is what I think is really insightful from him is his core premise.
Yeah.
It's whether you're an individual practitioner or part of a larger firm,
Yeah.
viewing your expertise through this kind of interconnected lens of coaching, consulting, training, and facilitation.
Right.
And more importantly, understanding how to kind of weave them together.
Yeah.
It unlocks so many more possibilities.
Sure.
So it's really about seeing beyond these traditional silos, right?
Yeah,
And recognizing all the different ways that you can provide real deep value.
for sure. Very cool.
Okay, so let's get into the heart of it.
Yeah.
Joseph introduces this very powerful idea. He calls them fusion offers.
Oh, okay.
And to really understand what he's talking about with that, we got to understand how he distinguishes coaching, consulting, training, and facilitation.
Yeah.
He doesn't see them as rigid categories. They're more like tools
Okay.
in this value delivery toolkit.
So, first of all, from Joseph's perspective, coaching, right?
Okay.
It's fundamentally about personal and professional growth.
Yeah.
So it's about facilitating these really important mindset shifts and processes of self-discovery.
Yeah.
And the real approach here is about guiding clients through insightful questions.
Yeah.
Empowering them to find their own solutions.
Okay.
And the relationship is a true partnership.
Oh.
It's built on the belief that the client has their own resourcefulness.
Gotcha.
And some examples he gives, NLP, CBT, or his own flow-based methodologies, they're all about ultimately aiming for this internal transformation.
Okay.
That leads to more self-awareness, more clarity, and then the confidence to actually act.
Cool.
And one of the key takeaways from him is in coaching, your way is the best way.
Mm,
So it really emphasizes the personalized journey.
I like that.
Yeah. All right, so let's shift gears to consulting.
Okay, cool.
Here, the focus, as Joseph sees it, is more about providing expert advice,
Right.
concrete strategies, and then practical solutions for specific problems.
Yeah.
Or to capitalize on opportunities.
Yeah.
And his own background, extensive background in IT consulting, really brings this to life.
Yeah.
He's offering his hard-earned knowledge to solve tangible business challenges.
Gotcha.
And so his approach tends to be more about identifying areas for improvement,
Yeah.
recommending really targeted solutions, and then sometimes even being involved in the actual implementation.
Good.
And he mentions these, these done by you, done with you, and done for you models,
Okay.
which I think are really great.
For sure.
They represent that spectrum of how you can engage with consulting clients.
Makes sense.
So, the relationship can be more directive.
Right.
But Joseph, interestingly, He really advocates for a flow-based approach
Oh, okay.
that integrates coaching principles.
Yeah.
So it's not just like telling someone what to do, it's
Okay.
actually guiding them through the process.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and the outcomes tend to be like measurable improvements. So things like streamlined processes, boosted efficiency, or concrete results in areas like business strategy, IT infrastructure, marketing campaigns, financial management.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So then we have training and facilitation.
Okay.
For our listeners, this is about imparting specific skills and delivering these structured learning experiences.
Yes. Okay.
So, whether it's a live workshop, an online course, a facilitated group session.
Right.
And Joseph's experience teaching speed reading for iris reading is a really great example of this in action.
Cool.
So the approach here is inherently more structured. It's often built around a specific curriculum or set of learning objectives.
Okay.
So like think of like a leadership training workshop.
Gotcha.
That's designed to equip people with new skills. So what Joseph is really highlighting is like his success in generating like really significant revenue. Yeah. Didn't come from sticking to just one of these silos, He combined them in one-on-one sessions, group programs, online courses, even through collaborative partnerships.
Makes sense.
And so by viewing these not as like totally separate entities,
Yeah.
but as like interconnected ways to deliver value, you can significantly expand your own potential to create these really compelling offers.
Right, and it's probably a lot more interesting too, right?
Yeah.
If you can like switch it up, it probably keeps your brain engaged
Yeah, for sure.
and not just like doing the same thing every single day.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. Joseph introduces this really dynamic concept called offers on the fly.
Okay.
Essentially, it's being agile enough to create these tailored offers in real time based on the immediate needs that you kind of uncover. And so he emphasizes being deeply attuned to the pains, the needs, the desires, the frustrations of your potential clients. He cleverly reframes those as opportunities.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Just waiting to be addressed.
for sure.
So this is a crucial like mindset shift.
Okay.
It's moving away from like a rigid catalog of predefined services
That's like,
and becoming really responsive to the specific challenges that your prospects are facing, right now.
makes sense.
So Joseph stresses being open to putting together these irresistible offers,
Yeah.
like in that very moment,
Okay.
and then figuring out the most effective way to deliver them, whether it's directly through your own efforts, by bringing in a partner, delegating tasks, or even, leveraging the power of AI and automation
Right.
to kind of like enhance your capacity. But, and this is really important,
Okay.
while it's about being like open and responsive, he clarifies that it doesn't mean you need like hundreds of different offers.
Yeah, that would be overwhelming.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Floating around.
Right.
It's about identifying those core resonant needs and focusing on developing like a few key adaptable solutions
Makes sense.
that you can then tailor.
Right.
And ultimately, he connects this directly to like your own fulfillment
Yeah.
and your income goals.
Okay.
And I think that this is really important. It's like by offering things you genuinely enjoy doing
Yeah, for sure.
and that meet like real market needs,
Right.
you're going to be like on that path to sustainable success.
Makes sense.
So, okay, how do you actually uncover these like opportunities that lead to these offers on the fly? So Joseph outlines like 3 key contexts.
I
The
see.
first is sales presentations,
Okay.
which he reframes in a really like helpful way. He calls them heart-to-heart conversations.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it immediately shifts it from like a transactional exchange
Yeah.
to a genuine exploration of needs.
I like that.
Yeah. So it's about truly listening to understand the specific challenges your potential client is like grappling with.
Right.
And he provides some really insightful questions for you to keep in mind during these conversations.
Oh.
The first one is like really direct and powerful. It's
Yeah.
what's the biggest challenge you're facing right now?
It's a good question. Yeah.
Yeah, so he shares a really compelling example from his experience with relationship coaching.
Oh, okay.
So when a prospect mentioned like communication breakdowns, it immediately sparked an idea for a custom package
Okay.
that wasn't in his like standard offerings.
Right.
And it combined individual coaching sessions, access to his mastermind community, a specific communication skills program, and even the potential collaboration with another expert in that area.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So he's like kind of building this whole offer
Yeah, on the fly.
just based off of that conversation. I like that.
Yeah, so it's like that ability to listen intently and then creatively assemble a tailored solution right on the spot.
Yeah.
That's key.
That's cool.
Okay, so the next question to ask, according to Joseph, is how has this challenge affected your business income, your relationships, your energy levels, your peace of mind?
Wow, that's a great question.
Yeah, and this, it seems like a simple question,
Right?
but it like drills down into these like tangible consequences of the problem.
Yeah.
And it's in those granular details like the lost income, the strained relationships, the depleted energy. That's where like the seeds for entirely new and relevant offer ideas are often found.
Right. Yeah. And it kind of helps you figure out, too, how to position your offers, right?
Yes.
Because if you know that it's affecting their peace of mind, you can talk about how your offer is going to bring them peace of mind.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that.
So then there's this forward-looking question, which is really important. If this challenge were solved today, what specifically would that mean for you?
Yeah.
So this kind of subtly shifts the focus towards that desired outcome
Right.
and the positive experience that the client is truly seeking.
Right. So it's not about the problem. It's about the solution.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And so Joseph highlights how often people say they want things like peace of mind
Okay.
or to experience more flow in their work.
Yeah, of course.
And so, like, understanding these underlying desires lets you tailor your offers to not just deliver a solution,
Yeah,
but to deliver that desired feeling.
that makes sense.
And this is where he kind of draws on his experience with creating these flow-based approaches to relationships and work environments.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so the last question in this kind of sales conversation is really important. It's like a reflective one. It's, what have you tried before to solve this, and why do you think it didn't work?
That's a good one.
Yeah, so this is incredibly valuable information.
Right.
Because it helps you understand what approaches haven't resonated with them in the past.
Yeah.
And it helps you avoid those pitfalls and customize your offer with like a higher likelihood of success.
Makes sense.
Okay, so Joseph then shares this really like telling personal story. Early in his career when he was like really focused on business consulting,
Yeah.
he realized that even when he provided like brilliant strategies, clients often struggled with implementation.
Right.
And through those conversations, he realized there were these underlying subconscious beliefs that were often the real roadblock.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And this led him to develop his subconscious mind program
Okay.
and integrate coaching into his consulting offers.
Right.
And that's like a perfect example of a fusion offer.
Yeah.
Born directly from like really understanding client needs.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a cool story.
He saw a gap that traditional consulting alone wasn't addressing.
Yeah.
And he cleverly wove in the power of coaching to create like a more holistic and effective solution.
For sure.
So now moving beyond these like dedicated sales conversations,
Okay.
Joseph also talks about like uncovering opportunities through your regular prospecting activities.
Right.
So things like reaching out directly,
Yeah.
engaging at networking events.
Creating valuable lead magnets.
Right.
Or even like running free introductory call funnels.
Makes sense.
And here, that principle of offers on the fly is still central.
Okay.
And he suggests some really great like opening questions
Yeah.
to spark conversations in these more informal settings.
Yeah.
One that stood out to me was, I notice, and then you say a specific observation about them or their work.
Okay.
Would you be open to sharing more about that with me?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
It kind of piques their interest.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, yeah, you noticed that, I want to tell you more about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, cool.
So he gives a great example of noticing someone struggling to actually apply the information that we're consuming.
Oh, right, yeah.
So that led him to offer his subconscious mind reprogramming.
Right, yeah.
Addressing like that underlying issue.
Yeah, the real problem.
Yeah.
Not just the surface level problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's about being present, observant, and then connecting what you hear with potential solutions that you can offer.
I like that.
Another powerful quadrant is if you could change just one thing about a relevant area of their business or life, what would it be? So this can quickly uncover their like biggest pain points or areas of frustration.
Makes sense.
And so Joseph shares how this question led to the development of his flow-based sales solutions.
Oh, okay.
Specifically designed for people who felt significant resistance towards traditional sales approaches.
Yeah, gotcha.
So the other one to consider is, what do you feel is currently holding you back from reaching that next level you're aiming for?
Okay.
This can reveal both internal limiting beliefs and external obstacles,
Right. Yeah.
which provide further insights into the types of offers that might really resonate and be effective.
Yeah, and this is all like kind of more informal
Yeah.
conversation, so it's not like you're sitting them down in like a sales
Yeah.
presentation. So you can ask them kind of more open-ended questions like this.
Yes, absolutely. That's cool.
So the key takeaway here is that these everyday interactions are just rich with opportunities to create compelling and innovative offers
Yeah.
that go beyond these standard service packages.
Right.
Okay, so finally, Joseph talks about creating video content
Okay, cool.
and how this can play such a powerful role in attracting qualified leads and, more importantly, generating even more opportunities to craft those tailored offers.
Cool, yeah.
And he outlines 4 key areas where, like, effective content can enhance revenue.
Okay.
He calls it, like, generating qualified visitors and qualified leads,
Yeah.
and then client acquisition and ongoing business.
Yeah.
And he draws on his extensive experience with YouTube,
Okay.
and he shares some of his go-to content creation strategies.
Cool, yeah.
So the first critical area to focus on is what he calls pain and struggle.
Okay.
And it's like, this means describing the exact problem
Right.
they're facing.
Using relatable real-world examples
Yeah,
so they really feel understood.
makes sense.
And even like shedding light on why their current approaches might be falling short.
Right, yeah.
So he gives that example, like feeling overwhelmed
Yeah.
despite reading tons of books.
Right.
And then how he offered his help
Right.
with like practical implementation and like efficient learning techniques
Yeah,
through his speed reading workshops.
that's cool.
And it's really about like connecting with their frustrations
Yeah.
and positioning yourself as someone who offers like a tangible, effective alternative.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So the second one is future pacing and vision creation.
Okay.
And this is about painting this like really vivid and compelling picture of the positive outcomes they can expect once their problem is solved
Yeah.
and make it tangible
Yeah.
by describing like specific results,
Yeah.
the positive emotions,
Yeah.
the enhanced experiences they'll have.
Right.
So that example he gives is like imagining waking up with total confidence
Yeah.
and consistently seeing like daily progress.
Right, yeah.
And that can be like incredibly motivating.
Yeah.
Helps people see the value of like actually finding a solution.
Makes sense.
So next he talks about common mistakes and myths.
Okay.
So he emphasizes like addressing those within your niche.
Right.
And by respectfully questioning these like widely held beliefs, you can open your audience's minds
Yeah.
to new perspectives
Okay.
and potentially to like your unique approach.
Yeah, yeah.
So positioning your solution as like this missing piece
Right.
can be really effective in like attracting the right people.
Makes sense.
And of course, like building authority
Yeah.
and proof of results is essential.
Yeah.
So this means sharing your own success stories,
Right.
highlighting like client transformations
Right.
with specific data,
Yeah.
testimonials, and then really explaining like the how behind your methods.
Okay.
So he specifically points to the 3 client video testimonials
Okay.
on his flow-based prosperity offer page
Right, yeah.
as this powerful example
Yeah.
of how to build that trust and credibility.
Makes sense.
So finally, he talks about these soft calls to action,
Oh, okay.
which are like really important.
Yeah.
So this means like inviting these personalized conversations rather than pushing for an immediate sale.
Right. Yeah.
So he gives some examples like, ask people to send a direct message
Okay.
with a specific keyword
Yeah.
or to book like a short discovery call.
Right, yeah.
The ultimate goal here is to generate those one-on-one conversations where you can then ask those insightful questions.
Yeah.
And then collaboratively explore like the potential
Yeah, yeah.
of creating these like powerful fusion offers.
That makes sense.
So all of these content strategies, it feeds back into the power of those hybrid offers.
Yes.
And by intentionally and strategically combining elements of coaching, consulting, training, and facilitation in your offers, you can you significantly expand your potential to generate revenue, but also gain the flexibility to create truly customized solutions
Right.
that both you and your clients are going to find deeply rewarding.
Makes sense.
So he really underscores that it's about moving beyond those rigid definitions
Yeah, yeah,
of what you do.
Yeah.
It's about achieving the best possible results
yeah.
for your clients
For sure.
in the most effective way, and ideally like the most enjoyable way
Yeah.
for everyone involved.
Right, yeah.
So to bring it all together, the core message is this.
Okay.
By developing a deep understanding of the nuances within coaching, consulting, training, and facilitation, and by actively listening to the needs and challenges of those you serve or wish to serve, you unlock this ability to create these incredibly valuable and highly effective fusion offers.
Right.
And this dynamic approach not only paves the way for more success and tangible results,
Yeah.
but it sets the stage for a consistent, fulfilling, and prosperous income stream
Right.
for you.
Yeah.
So whether you're already, deeply engaged in offering these services or you're just beginning to explore the possibilities, really take some time to consider how you can apply these principles. And
Yeah.
remember those market sizes we talked about.
Yeah.
And the immense potential that lies in combining these different approaches.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah. So here's a final thought.
Okay.
Really consider those untapped opportunities that might be waiting for you just by reframing your existing expertise and offerings through that versatile lens of these 4 interconnected modalities.
Yeah.
Coaching, consulting, training, and facilitation.
Right.
What truly unique and compelling combinations could you create that would be irresistible to your specific audience?
That's a great question.
That's your deep dive for today.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.